Some dogs have their owners completely under their spell. What about your dog? Are they just well-loved or totally spoiled? Before we start, remember to subscribe to our doggy-loving community. Sign number 10, and the throne of the house goes to… Most dog owners have experienced couch-hogging dogs. While some dog owners might squeeze into whatever available space there is left, spoiled puppies earn the right to the entire sofa. The floor really isn't quite as comfortable. Their comfort being more important than yours is a definite sign that your dog is extremely pampered. The same goes for your bed. Even though you've bought them the softest, squishiest dog bed on the planet, they still prefer to sleep on yours. And you let them. Of course, this may lead to them taking over the entire bed, leaving you left balanced right on the edge. And do they move over to make space? Don't we all wish? Sign number 9, Pampered Pallet. Does your dog have a favorite food? The one they always devour in seconds, like it's their last meal on earth? It's hard to resist giving it to them over and over when they love it so much. But before you know it, your pup is turning their nose up at anything that isn't their favorite. Suddenly, nothing else is good enough. Dogs, like humans, can develop strong food preferences, especially if they've been repeatedly offered the tastiest option. But catering to their every craving can lead to picky eating habits that are hard to break. So now you're stuck with a dilemma. Wait until they're hungry enough to eat whatever's in the bowl, or rush to the store to stock up on their favorite meal. What you can try is to not cave in every time. If your dog refuses their meal, give them 15 to 20 minutes. If they don't eat, take the food away and try again later. Healthy dogs won't starve themselves. They'll eat when they're genuinely hungry. Also, you can add small portions of their favorite food to a balanced meal and gradually reduce the amount of the favorite food until they're comfortable eating a variety. And while we would never advise you to trick your dog, some owners pretend to sprinkle a bit of human food or treats into the bowl without actually putting it in. And what do you know? It does seem to work. Just have to be convincing enough. Sign number 8, the terrible twos. Studies have shown that dogs have roughly the same level of intelligence as a 2-year-old human child. If you've ever dealt with a toddler's mood swings, this probably explains a lot about your dog's behavior. And just like a toddler, your dog knows exactly how to throw a full-blown tantrum when things don't go their way. You've heard it, the endless barking, whining, or even pawing at you as if they're saying, "No? No? What do you mean no? How dare you say no to me?" One minute they're perfectly content, and the next, they're protesting because you didn't give them the treat they demanded or let them jump on the couch. Sound familiar? This toddler-like behavior isn't just cute. It can be a sign that your dog is heading into severely spoiled territory. Dogs are quick learners, and much like human toddlers, they test boundaries to see what they can get away with. If whining or barking worked once to get that extra treat or playtime, they'll store that information and use it repeatedly. Over time, if these tantrums are rewarded, even unintentionally, your dog learns that persistence pays off. Try selecting one boundary that you wish your dog never broke and stick to it. If no means no today, it means no tomorrow too. Of course, your pooch won't adjust in a day and will be persistent as usual for a while. While it's tough, ignoring tantrums is often the best way to stop them. Reward calm behavior instead. Over time, your dog will realize that calmness, not chaos, gets them what they want. Sign number 7, food from the sky. This is probably the one area where all dog owners spoil their dogs, particularly if your dog gets to try your meal before you do. Don't you dare try to ignore that snoot boop letting you know they're waiting for a tasty bit of pizza to slide into their mouths. They know you know they're there. We all know the way to a dog's heart is via their stomach, but the problem with human food is most of it is toxic to dogs. It can contain way too much salt, food additives, and things like garlic and onions. All the things dogs shouldn't have. Instead of being a loving doggy owner, you could be setting your furry best friend up for no end of health problems. If you must feed your dog at the table, steer clear of the human food and use doggy treats instead. Sign number 6, human-sized dispenser. From just a curious sniff of the air, your dog knows if your pockets are laden with treats. Doesn't matter if they are small treats or big treats that you secretly break into. What? Wait, you thought they didn't know you did that? A dog's nose knows all things treat-related. You can guarantee they know the flavor, the size, and the exact number of treats you've got stashed. Spoiled dogs are even better at accurately guessing the treat feast that awaits them. A flash of the puppy eyes and a heartbreaking whine are a magic spell that moves those treats out of your hands and into their stomachs. Too much food magic like that can be bad though. Try giving treats to your dog only when they've done something great to earn them, like coming back when they're called, or patiently waiting for that treat to make their way to them. Sign number 5, a little something or two. Leaving your dog behind when you head out can tug at your heartstrings. Those big, soulful eyes watching you from the door, the slight whimper as you grab your keys, it's enough to make anyone feel guilty. To ease that guilt, many dog owners bring back a little gift, a chew toy, a tasty treat, or even a new plushie. It's a small token to say, "I'm sorry I left you alone." And when your dog eagerly grabs the new toy and happily shreds it to bits, it feels like all is forgiven. Until the next time you leave. But here's the thing, dogs are quick learners. If they receive a reward every time you come home, they'll start associating your return with getting something new. Much like a child who expects candy after every shopping trip, your dog may begin to anticipate a treat every time you walk through the door. When that expectation isn't met, you might be greeted with disappointment, sulking, or even some not-so-subtle protest barks. Over time, dogs might become more demanding, less satisfied with their usual toys, or even stressed when their expectations aren't met. To break the cycle, surprise them occasionally, not every time. Make rewards unpredictable to prevent them from becoming an expectation. To fill in the void created by the absence of a gift, see if you can offer attention instead of items. A belly rub, a game of fetch, or a walk around the block are very good alternatives to a new toy. Sign number 4, a dedicated follower of fashion. Dogs might not care about fashion, but if you do, you know there's nothing worse than not looking your best. A spoiled pooch is always dressed to impress in the latest doggy trends. Maybe they don't have a personal walk-in closet crammed with outfits and accessories, but they clearly have style. Couple that with a grooming bill larger than the cost of your last trip to the salon, and you have a dog that is tipping the scales towards spoiled with a capital S. Not that there's anything wrong with making sure they look good and taking care of their fluff. But dogs don't really need clothes. A jacket for short-haired dogs in cold weather might be welcome, but other than that, they don't care. Your dog will wear anything you want because it makes you happy. But if they had the choice, they'd prefer something loose that doesn't slow them down or limit their movements. Sign number 3, fame is the name of the game. Most dog owners have galleries filled with pictures, but rather than selfies or pictures of your family and friends, yours is filled with your pooch. Even your social media isn't a stranger to puppy pics. Your followers are probably following you because of your dog. You love them and want to share them with the world. Whether they're playing, eating, sleeping, or just snoop booping the camera, you share every moment of their lives. Turns out your social media is theirs with their own followers. Sign number 2, hands off, that's mine. Being aggressive with other pets is one thing, but there are times when the other humans in your home get caught out by a spoiled dog's temper tantrums. Some dogs get overprotective of their owners, so much so that when your family members try to interact with you, the dog goes for them. It's a lovely feeling to think your dog has your back and will fight for your honor, even from a threat that doesn't exist, especially if it's a tiny furball acting like they're a terrifying villain. Sign number 1, we're all going. When it comes to vacation time, you just wouldn't dream of leaving your precious pooch at home. They are family and deserve to be included. If they can't go, you aren't going either. You're a package deal. Any vacation you go on has to be dog-friendly. The hotel and the beach for sure. But don't forget the stores you visit. And the doggy park needs to be the absolute best. There needs to be grass. You can't expect them to do their business on concrete. All of these puppy comforts might even take precedence over your comfort. Dogs can adjust to being left on their own during the day. But how do you know you're not leaving them to be lonely? Check out this video to find out.